Appreciate you coming out today.
So each summer we like to do something a little different.
We'll walk up to that orange ladder. We will grab the purple rope next to it.
Thought it looked like a great thing to do with the grandkids.
But as soon as you're clipped in, you'll climb right up, go all the way up the ladder and stand in that floating platform in the sky. We call it the platform or the board.
I've never liked ladders because I just don't like the feeling of going straight up.
Are you nervous?
We'll have you take a little step forward so that your toes are hanging just over the front of the platform. You are also going to have to lean your body forward to get the bar.
A memorable experience.
Once you get your left hand on that bar, things are going to get really crazy. We're going to say second hand on. Your brain's going to say, no way, I'm holding on over here, don't want to let go of this thing. But either way, we'll get you to the position where you're both hands on the bar, standing up nice and tall, ready for that takeoff.
You kind of don't feel them tugging on you, so you have to like hope they're going to hold you back.
We're going to say ready, which means bend your knees. And then we're going to say hep, which means take a little hop up and forward, like you're jumping into a swimming pool feet first.
Most people can't differentiate height over 30 foot. So if you're up on a ladder and you're like 7 feet off the ground, you can see how far 6 or 7 feet is. Once you get to 30 feet, you can't tell the difference between 30, 40, and 50 feet. Your brain just doesn't have that perception training to do that, which is why skydiving isn't all that scary, because you can't tell the difference between 9,000 feet and 15,000 feet. It all looks the same. The trapeze platform is at 24 feet, which means when you're standing on top of it, your eye level is at like 29 to 30 feet, which means that this is the scariest possible height. Anything higher than that, it's just gonna look just as scary as this is.
I was a lot nervous. It was the ladder. It was a little jiggly and your feet get kind of sweaty when you're going up. You don't want to look down because everyone says don't look down, but that just makes you want to look down. So you kind of take a look down and you're like, never mind, don't look down there.
We want you having that emotional roller coaster of pushing your boundaries, going to that point where it is scary and convincing yourself to jump off.
It was good. It was like, this is what everyone's talking about, flying. It's so effortless and you're just having fun flying up there.
The ladder was definitely the most scariest part.
The ladder is the scariest part?
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels like you're on a swing, but you're holding onto your hands and your hands kind of hurt.
What about when you were swinging? How'd that go?
So that felt great.
It's a lot of fun. It's completely safe. It's really cool. It really is a unique experience, you know, just that freedom of just flying. So it really is a cool experience.
Dallas Circus Center was founded out of a desire to have a training space in Dallas. I was a professional flying trapeze performer, and when you're traveling the world performing, it's nice to have a home base. So my intent was to settle down in Dallas, Texas, go take random contracts, come back here, have a trapeze rig where I could practice and train, invite my friends to come fly, that sort of thing. It ended up turning into a full-fledged school where we were training people from the public.
I've been coming to Dallas Circus Center for about 9 months now. I train on flying trapeze, static trapeze, aerial silks, and trampoline. Flying trapeze gives me an intense sense of calm. It's really the only time in my life that I feel absolutely at peace. It's just me in the air.
I've been coming for 5 weeks now. This is my 5th week. First time doing the splits. Never done it before. It's good for a lot of things. It's good for just having fun. I brought my daughter here, or actually she brought me, and so it's more bonding time because I don't really get to spend as much time with her because she's older. And so we come every Thursday together. It's a boyfriend. This is only his 3rd time, and he did not want to come out at all. He was scared, didn't want to do it, but he overcame that, and he decided he was going to come do it, and he's done a fantastic job, and he got caught. That was his first catch.
So we talked a lot about the mental aspect of flying trapeze and just pushing you out of your comfort zone and trying something new, which I think is amazing and great for everyone. But there's a lot of other health benefits of trying something new like this. It's also great strength building. It's a lot of cores involved in flying trapeze. You'll learn that from your first class going on. Core, arm strength, all of that kind of, you're building up those skills in a way that's more fun than just going to the gym and trying to lift some weights.
We're looking for people who want to be athletic but don't want to just be on a treadmill. Somebody's looking for something athletic to do outside of their comfort zone, push their boundaries a little bit, go do something fun, and they wake up sore the next day and realize they had a good workout. Growing up as a kid, I actually was always planning on being in the military. My older brothers were in the military, my dad was ROTC, that was my intent. I went to high school overseas, ended up getting into the Naval Academy, did 2.5 years there, transferred to UNLV, went back into the Marine Corps to be a helicopter pilot, and then I blew up my knee. And it was like, oh, life changes, now what do I do? Fortunately for me, I had played every sport growing up as a kid. I didn't discover gymnastics until my senior year of high school. But I had progressed quick enough that I could walk onto the college team. So after my knee injury, I went to work for an engineering company and would coach gymnastics on the side just in the evenings as a way of trying to get myself back in shape, trying to rehab my knee. That was actually where I discovered flying trapeze. I got my engineering job transferred me to a project in Washington, D.C. And then a college friend of mine from Annapolis had invited me to a flying trapeze class in D.C. And the first class, it was like, this is amazing. I need to do this more often. And the general manager actually was teaching that first flying trapeze class and offered me a job. It's like, hey, with your background, your skills, why don't you come in and learn how to catch? Recreational flying trapeze for me was the first year or so, teaching it once a week, just kind of dabbling my toes in the water. And then I took a trip out to Vegas and California, and I ended up touring with some circus shows for a little while, just kind of like informal auditions, and that was when it was really introduced to me that I was good enough that I could actually be really good. I started training really hard and getting a lot better and started catching double tucks and started working double pikes and getting into these higher level tricks, and before long I started getting performance opportunities. My first full contract was actually an amusement park in Dubai. After that, it opened the doors to everything. We started getting job offers all over the country, all over the world. I knew I needed a home base, so I settled back in Dallas, opened Skyline Trapeze, continued traveling and performing, and then we opened up this awesome building and changed it to Dallas Circus Center. The building that we've created basically can be broken into two sections. We have the flying trapeze that goes down the middle of the building, and then we have everything else, which we classify as aerials.
Well, welcome to the Dallas Circus Center. I'm going to do a quick tour to show you what all we have here. These are our aerial points here. We do aerial classes. This is called a lyra, the metal hoop hanging here. Here's another one. That is a static trapeze hanging way up there. And then over on this side, we've got our silks hanging right now. All of these points are interchangeable, so we can have a class going on one side and a class going on the other side, and the students will be on the different apparatuses. This one right here, we call a silk. One cool thing about this building is we can get up to a 40-foot height clearance in it, which is the highest aerial point height clearance anywhere in Dallas right now. So a lot of our higher level professional athletes will come and they'll train at those higher heights just because we have that space in this building. Next room coming up here, we've got our equipment room. Lots of fun stuff in this room. Kind of a playground in here. We've got extra silks, we've got hammocks, we've got lyras, our static trapeze is up top here. We also teach rope, or cordelice as some people call it. This here is a steer wheel. We'll see some more of those outside. We've got stilts for stilt walking or jumping. And then this is a fun bin here. We've got all of our juggling equipment. So things like clubs, balls, if you want to learn how to juggle fire, we can work all the way up to that. And of course we start with your smaller juggling balls like this. So learning how to do it. This is part of the gym where we do a lot of our workouts, conditioning, training. It's a big part of Circus. It's a great way to stay fit. It's also a great way to avoid injury by doing all the training, weights and staying in shape here. Next up, we have our trampoline. We do offer trampoline classes here. This is not your typical trampoline. It's not the type of trampoline that you're gonna find at, say, a trampoline park. It's a whole lot bouncier than that. And the tricks we teach on this, because it's bouncier, you can bounce a lot higher and you build a lot of aerial awareness doing that, which is great for things like our flying trapeze artists. We encourage them to cross-train on the trampoline. This is our fabrication shop. A lot of stuff gets done in here. We do a lot of our own equipment fabrication. So pieces like this is a lyra in the making. We can do custom fabrication of different equipment. A lot of people will like, say, their lyra to be a size that fits their body type. And so people will order custom pieces of equipment like that. And we can do all that fabrication in here. All of the wire lengths and things for when we constructed this building, we were able to custom build all of those using this shop. This was the very first shipping container. So as we built this one out, we built the shop into it, and then we were able to use this shop to kind of put together the rest of the building. So it was a fun construction process. Next, moving down this side of the building here, we've got our giant AC unit to keep us cool in the summer. This is our student area for the flying trapeze. There's lots of space to warm up and stretch before class. And then this is a great room. It's our party room. So if you want to bring a crew out here, have an awesome birthday party, we've got tables, fridge, sink, place for you to do that. It's also great for students to keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter. It's air conditioned in there. And moving on, this is our ladder. This is your first step into the flying trapeze world. You're gonna climb all the way up here. It's 24 feet up to the top platform there, and that's where you'll take your first step off into the world of flying trapeze. You'll swing on that bar, land in this net, and then roll out right here and end up where you started again. As a kid, I had a lot of energy. I did gymnastics when I was very little, and I was also very academic. I loved science and math and engineering, and so as I got older, I kind of went in that direction. I went off to college for engineering, got my engineering degree and started practicing engineering. So my typical day-to-day, I was sitting at a desk all day, not doing a whole lot of super athletic stuff. And then I saw on Facebook one day that one of my friends had tried out a flying trapeze class, and I didn't realize that was the type of thing that a normal person could do. So I searched around and I found out a trapeze school near me, and I went and signed up for my first class. And from the moment I tried it, I loved it. I was addicted to it. I started doing classes, once a month, then once a week, then a couple times a week. And eventually I just decided that, that was my calling. That's what I needed to take a break from engineering and do. And so I did. I went off and joined the circus and discovered how much fun it could be to do flying trapeze, but also to teach flying trapeze and introduce other people to the joy that I had found. And so through that, I got into teaching and education, and now I'm a science teacher, a STEM educator, in addition to a flying trapeze instructor. When I left to go on the road with the circus, I got to join the Valentine's Mighty American Circus, which was guided by Ray Valentine, who is just a circus legend, and it was so much fun to get to learn and experience everything circus underneath his tutelage. Donovan gave me a lot of great insight into what it would be like, but you have to be out there experiencing it to really know what it's like to live on the road with the circus. So having gotten that experience, I was able to come back and tell him, you know what, that was amazing, that was awesome, but I really want to be here. I want to be coaching new people. I want to work in this amazing circus tent that we built since then, and be part of what you're building here in Dallas.
I think that makes all of my instructors better. I mean, Mackenzie is one example, but I could give you 12 others where they came and worked for me for a while, they went off and performed, and then either they have already come back or they're planning on coming back at some point in the future, and they will teach classes with all of that newfound experience they gained from going off and spreading their wings a little bit. We will hire people who are really, really talented, and we will teach them how to teach our recreational classes. And in exchange for that, part of their compensation package is that then they get invited to staff practices where we're training them at a much higher level. So over the years, we have had 20, 30, 40 staff members who have come through and either started with us from their very first class and gone on to become professional performers, or had started somewhere else and came to us for that next step. Ryan Schneider, he and I worked together when he was out in LA. He came and worked for us in 2014. Then he went on to Ringling Brothers. Then he went on to Japan. Then he came back to us for a couple of years. Now he's catching with Cirque du Soleil's Alegria.
My name is Ryan Schneider. I am a flying trapeze artist. I work in a Cirque du Soleil show called Alegria. It's an internationally touring circus show, and I'm a flying trapeze catcher. I've been doing flying trapeze for 14 years now total, and performing 7 of those years professionally. The nice thing about being my position, the catcher in the flying trapeze act, is there's a lot less damage that happens to my body, so my career path tends to be a little longer than if I was a flyer or an acrobat. I think it's really nice to be able to come back to schools like the Dallas Circus Center and teach people from my experiences, especially those that don't have an outlet or don't know how to get to that performing level.
Everything except points 2 and 5. Let's fly it all the way to the top.
Tonight here in Dallas, we are putting on a student showcase where it highlights all the students that have been practicing here, learning new tricks, the aerialists, flying trapeze, and it's going to be capped off with the staff as well doing some performances in aerial, fire, and flying trapeze. The main idea of this is to share Circus to the community, to introduce to people who have never seen it, friends and family of the students who have been here, who've been taking lessons. It's a free event, so it's great for people in the community to come out and see Circus. We won Best in DFW bronze last year, so this is another way to promote the school, promote the circus in the community, and get everybody to enjoy a night out entertainment.
All right, come on down. The part of this job that I love the most is building the community, nurturing the growth. Everything that we do here is all about making things a little bit better today than they were yesterday. And that may mean just experience, bringing in a family and showing them this amazing experience so that today's a little bit better than yesterday. And through doing that, we create a community of people who want to come back more and more often. My piece of that puzzle is trying to make sure that the building and the staff are capable of growing to continue offering new experiences.
One more, big crunch on this one. Back, up, and out. The thing I love most about my job is sharing trapeze with other people. It's getting other people out of their comfort zones, getting them to do something that they didn't think was possible beforehand, to take on a challenge and accomplish it, feel that growth and continue growing.